are you doing on day 4? I like it. This is DEP30. We're going to talk about staying current for Windows 10. Hopefully this is what you all expected because you're all here. Thank you very much. We're going to talk around the process and the tools and recommendations for how to do Windows 10 to Windows 10 updates. I'm John Wilcox. I'm an evangelist with the Windows Servicing Delivery team. Our group's responsible for producing the monthly updates, producing the feature updates that go out every 6 months, and managing the device update process for your devices at home, if you have your devices managed by Microsoft. I'll be joined by Suma and Zach throughout the presentation as we talk about a number of topics throughout the day. Part of the day of activities around servicing, if you've been following it, we just got finished up with Office and Windows and why. We're going to talk about staying current, and then following us and throughout the day, we'll be able to drill down into using Microsoft Management Endpoint Manager and tools in more detail throughout the day. So we have a complete day, as well as finishing up with moving to a zero trust security approach. So a day really about transferring information and tools to help you make you successful and answer many of the questions you've had. Before we get started, let me sort of get a sense in terms of where we are in the group. If your company is on Windows 10 and you've done 1 or 2 or more Windows 10 to Windows 10 updates, show me your hands. Fantastic. I'm sure why you're here, but we'll see if we validate our approach by your applause at the end. How many of you are on Windows 10, but you really haven't done an update yet? You just sort of got to 10 and you're wondering how to keep current. Too many? Okay. How many of you, it's okay, you're amongst friends. We're not going to laugh at you. How many of you still have a big chunk of Windows 7? You really haven't made the move to Windows 10 yet. Excellent. Welcome you here. For the rest of you, here's your job. Pay attention to the hands just raised. Go to lunch with them. Let's all surround them, show them some love and help them make the journey to 10 during lunch. All right. Here's what we have planned for you today. I'm going to do sort of a quick introduction for why stay current. Again, many of us, and this is true for many customers, particularly now as we move towards January 14th, 2020. Who knows what January 14th, 2020 is? End of Windows 7 support. Very good. I love the fact that you all said end of Windows 7 support and not the first day that I start extended servicing on Windows 7. Very good. So I'm going to talk a little about currency. Susan's going to talk around then. When you're on 10, a lot of the questions, like how do I do this currency, how do I stay up to date with Office and Windows, is managing the process. I used to do this every 3 or 4 years, the impact to our business, the cost, how do we do this on a regular basis? We're going to cover that particularly in terms of how addressing the issues that you might be concerned about in bandwidth, interruption of your users, et cetera, make it a seamless experience. And then Zach's going to close a big deal in terms of how to turn this into a process, do this on a regular basis, and the great work that's been done to make this part of our product truth and to make it much simpler for you to go do this and stay current with us. So currency does have a lot of advantages. Number one, most important advantage in today's environment is security, which is why many of you moved to Windows 10 to begin with. But again, security is more than just patching. We add new features and new functionality to respond to what's going on. And so we want to do that to make sure we have the latest and best protection for our users. But there are other key things about making the user's experience better. We do a lot of work based upon your feedback, based upon the telemetry and information we get back from our devices and from users to improve Windows 10 with each release. One of the key reasons we made the shift with Office and Windows to be much more responsive to you, our customers, than we had in the past. When you provide us feedback in terms of how we can make the product better for you, when you report bugs or show us things we need to improve, we're able to do that in a much more timely fashion and get those things back to you. We ship now every 6 months, and so I've always got a train leaving the station by which I can get improvements or features and changes out to you on a regular basis. So with that, as we learn from this, you'll see release over release, a reduction in terms of stability issues or app crashes, improvements in terms of performance. You see from release to release, because one of the things that gets released every 6 months is updates to the security or the servicing stack, the way we update devices. And so many of you probably moved from Windows 7, since this group's been doing it for a while, to an early version of Windows 10. And that might have been 2.5, 3, 4 hours to do that update. And then you did a first update from Windows 10 to Windows 10. And that was 2.5, 3 hours back when you went from 1511 to 1607 for apps. So I hear this all the time. I can't interrupt my business over and over again with those types of delays. Well, we've been improving that time and time again. So if you've been staying current, you've seen that. If you haven't, soon we'll share in terms of the dramatic improvements we've made in terms of reducing the amount of time, minimizing the end-user interruption, and things you can go do about that. So a lot of work in terms of making this process work and making it seamless to address those things that we heard about from you. If you've been taking updates, you've seen this. If you haven't, you might not be aware of this, but again, lots of improvements in each version of Windows 10 that goes out. And so this shows you up to 1703. That's a couple of years old now. And you'll notice as we look upon this, these are sort of the things of interest to you as commercial customers to get better release after release. Improvements of administration tools, improvements in security, end user improvements tools, but then also improvements in terms of the update technology and update stack. And so as we go through, and we talked this morning about our recommendations and our tools for how you keep your devices current and up to date. I'm going to share with you, because this is not just things we think of ourselves, it's not just based upon feedback that comes from you, although that is a large part of it. It largely comes from our experience and the things that we've needed to develop for ourselves as we do the same job you're doing. We, in fact, administer over 700 million devices that are connected to Microsoft's update service and depend upon us for updating those devices every month with security updates and updating them every 6 months with feature updates. Your machines at home, your mom and dad's machines, those are the machines I'm talking about. And so from that, we share the same challenges, concerns that you have in terms of bandwidth consumption and bandwidth usage. I have a very large bill, as you can imagine, for all the content that I have to shift around to update these devices. And impacting the users, disrupting the users in terms of the update time, making sure the updates land successfully on a device. It's a huge process and a huge system we run. Approaching now 30 billion security updates, almost 3 billion feature updates. In fact, the system today services over 300 devices every second of every day. That's the scale. Everyone else has given us information and feedback to make sure that we can improve and make the process better. And for us, it's a very challenging because we have a very big mix of hardware, all of your machines at home, very, very large complex mix of applications we have to manage. And so the tools and the use of data that we use to deliver that is what you're going to hear about in terms of how we're making these things available to you in the products and product truth. So as I talk with you and many other customers about staying current on Windows 10, there's 3 key questions or 3 key asks that we're going to speak about this morning that consistently come up, and frankly, they've come up since day one. The first, largely my fault because I treated you very poorly when I moved you from XP to 7, is application compatibility. If you're around for XP to 7, we broke your applications, we made you go out and get new versions of applications, we changed the APIs. I had the start screen, I took the start screen away, I put it back in a different spot, you had to train your users. It was a very painful experience. And you're worried about that same thing happening again over and over again. I'll show you that that, in fact, has not been the case. We're very committed, we have to be committed because of that previous slide to make sure we deliver updates without requiring new versions of apps and delivering against those. So I'll talk about that very briefly and why it's not a big deal at all. Then you're going to hear from Suma around managing bandwidth and decreasing the impact to users so the updates just occur seamlessly. And then Zach's going to make it easy for you with improvements they've made in the product in terms of turning this into a process that allows you to manage this on an ongoing, regular basis. So let me put this application compatibility concern to bed. I've been working with customers since day one with Windows 10. We've been talking about this anecdotally. App compat's been great. It's been a not issue. I talked with the customers I worked on. How's it going? Well, we're testing apps. Have you found any issues? Nope. But we keep testing our apps. This goes on and on and on. They finally deploy Windows 10. The first update comes around. How's it going? Well, we're retesting our apps. Well, did you find any issues last time? Nope, but we got to retest our apps. They do this by the 3rd or 4th update. That number of app testing tends to go down automatically. So last year at Ignite, at this conference, we announced Aperture. It was a very simple promise and a commitment to you, and bankly, it was an insurance policy that I was very confident I would not have to cash a check for you. And here's how it worked. If you have an application that works on 7 that doesn't work on 10, call me. If the application that works on 10 doesn't work after you do an update to 10, call me. I will help fix and remediate that issue for you at no cost to you. We expanded that at Ignite this year to include web apps and others. Here's the data we got from you, our customers, and your peers this first year with Aperture. We've now got data on over 460,000 applications. These are not applications that I think of or test. These are applications you and your peers are using in your environment. Of that 460,000 plus applications, just under 900 apps had issues. And of that, we ended up with 74 bug fixes to fix that we have fixed to unblock those apps. Most of these app issues in terms are things like you updated your security footprint when you moved to 10, you enabled UACs. So how can you install and use those apps in that environment? App works just fine. If you go through that math, your reported app compat, not something I'm telling you, you and your peers are reporting an app compat of 99.8% from Windows 7 to Windows 10. So it really is good, and I would challenge you, I would encourage you with that data now to rethink how you should be thinking about your validation process as you go from update to update when it comes to application compatibility. And Zach will talk a lot about that in terms of automating that into process. Same thing on the Office side. We've got the information in terms of files, macros, and plugins, which has also been very, very good. So of the three concerns, hopefully you'll now see application compatibility has been fantastically good. The team did a great job. And you should really begin to think in terms of how to build an expectation and a process around those types of things. So with that, let me invite up Suma, and she's now going to talk to you in terms of those bandwidth and the end-user experience things.
Thank you, John. Hi, everyone. My name is Suma Saganegowda. I'm a group program manager in the OS platform team, owning the deployment and flighting technologies. Before I begin, can I see a show of hands for those of you who have been on the Windows as a Service journey, if your update experience has been smooth? How many of you think it's been smooth? Oh, a few of you, not bad. How many of you think it's been rocky? And we have heard feedback from you over the year. And even last Ignite, we talked about some of the improvements we have done in the platform to make the experience smooth and seamless. And I'm going to talk to you about more investments that we have done in the platform to take it further so you can ensure that the deployment experience is good for you and your users. I'm going to walk you through in kind of 4 phases of how we get the content seamlessly, how we ensure that the update is seamless and smooth with minimal disruption, what can you do when things go wrong, and I'm also going to touch on a couple of innovations that we have done through the workflow to make things better for you. I did a 45-minute talk yesterday, which actually went through all of these same things in detail. This is a smaller snippet of the same thing to put in context of how you can keep yourself current. To begin with, let's talk about what we have done to simplify the distribution of OS content. So when you think about upgrades or updates, this is all the content that you need to bring into your enterprise to make sure the experience is smooth and seamless. There is something called as the base content or the base media, which is what is the feature update about. This is what we typically release at RTM. And then we have fixes on top of it, either because of compat or into setup or into WinRE. These come as the setup and compat fixes or the WinRE fixes. For those of you who know dynamic updates or SafeOS DU or setup DU, this is what this refers to. This ensures that the update experience is good, and any gotchas since RTM, we've fixed them. Then you have the LCUs and SSUs, which are the servicing stack fixes, which does the same thing for the quality updates. Make sure the quality updates can install seamlessly. This is the bare minimum content that you need in order to make the experience good as far as an update goes. And then you have the optional content, which includes feature on demand, language packs, and also driver fixes, which ensures the device gets to the right configuration on the other side. So as you see, there is a lot of content that you need to think about when you think an update needs to be seamless. So where do you get all of this content from? And as you see here, this was a complicated workflow, which is part of the reason why some of the issues you've had with updates and why this has been rocky. Some of the content needs to come down from Windows Update, some from Dynamic Update, some from VLSE, and good luck figuring out in what order to get them and how to install it. This is all of the internal knowledge that you have that you shouldn't really be thinking about, but we expose this to you. And so we took it upon ourselves to ensure that we streamline this, and that is where UUP comes in, which is Unified Update Platform. And this is where we ensure that the content comes to you seamlessly, and we take on the burden of ensuring how this content needs to flow. So what is UUP? This is the one-stop shop for all of the update content. This ensures you can get the feature update, get the quality update, and stay current in one step. It ensures that you don't lose your feature on demands or language packs on the other side when you do an update, or you don't lose the setup fixes or binary fixes that we've done that on the other side. So we ensure that all of this is taken care of by us, and we deliver to you the right content in the right way. John talked about bandwidth and payload sizes. The other thing UUP did is we ensured that we reduce the payload size of update by actually only downloading the differential content. So we take a look at what's on your machine, and if something is already there, we don't download that again, we only download the diffs. As a result of that, the size of the content is reduced. Just as a proof point, I think typically the LCU sizes is about 1.2 GB. Because of UUP, it has come down to like 100 GB. So that's the only amount that you have to download on a monthly basis, if you will. So how do you get UUP? There's two ways. One is connect to Windows Update or Windows Update for Business. UUP is enabled by default there. And if you use Windows Update for Business, you get some additional controls. So even while connecting to the cloud, you have control over when you deploy your feature updates, the deferral timelines, when to scan, and so on and so forth. We've also added some advanced controls, which we announced yesterday, and these are in preview, where you can actually take a feature update and stay put on it, or you can expedite the quality update, or you can actually connect to Windows Update to get drivers while the rest of your content still comes on-prem. Or if you are using Config Manager, WSUS, or an on-prem environment, we've provided the benefits of UUP on-prem as well. This is currently in preview, and we've actually heard a lot of positive feedback from customers who have taken on this journey with us and being on the preview of how seamless the update experience has been. It's going to go into public preview early next year and then release soon after that. But for those of you who still use media for certain scenarios, we do understand for certain use cases you might have to use media. Then leverage dynamic update. So what we have done with dynamic update is ensure that all of the content that I talked about 2 slides ago, we bring that down as well. So ensuring that your experience is better. We preserve feature on demand and language packs. We ensure all of the fixes for Safe OS or Winari come down with the dynamic update. The only gotcha, you have to connect to the internet in order to leverage dynamic update. And I understand that is a problem for some of you. We've provided flags so you can enable, disable that. You can also enable getting just the LCU or just the driver fixes. And you can also patch the media offline. We published a blog a couple days ago which walked through in detail all of the steps of what it takes to patch media offline using dynamic update. So if you're not able to connect your device to the internet, definitely leverage that. So talking about bandwidth further, we've reduced the payload sizes, but since we do put a lot of fixes and changes into the OS, the payload size cannot be 0. And that's where all of the bandwidth management solutions come in. And delivery optimization is our one-stop shop for bandwidth optimization in the cloud and hybrid world. So what delivery optimization provides is a way for you to get content from the peers, so you don't have to have every device download the update content. But even with the best configuration, we've understood that only 70% peering can happen, and that cannot work in certain situations. Or there are cases where delivery optimization may not work. For those scenarios, we announced the Microsoft Connected Cache at Ignite this year. And this is a way where you can actually cache content in your network and still leverage delivery optimization to get the content delivered. The only content that is cached is what your devices need, not everything that is up on Windows Update. And you can actually ensure that this is configured on your Config Manager DP as well, so you can just take the benefit of this capability right on Config Manager. And we also announced a private preview if you want to leverage Azure for this purpose. So basically, this provides you a comprehensive solution to ensure there is no impact of bandwidth on updates. Once you've gotten the content down, the next step is ensuring you can install this on user's machine with the least possible disruption possible. And what does that mean? One of the things is when you take an update, the machine goes down. This is the spinning dot that you all see once you restart for an update. And as John pointed out, this would take like 2 hours in the past. Even with 1703 release, it was on an average 82 minutes. And this is a lot of time for a machine to be down in order to take an update. So we took it upon ourselves to streamline this process. And what we've done is we've actually moved most of the update activity online. By that, what I mean is we stage the update when the user is using the machine. So that way, when we restart, the amount of time needed to commit the update is as minimum as possible. So we've brought this down from about 82 minutes to 16 minutes with the 20H1 release, which is with insiders. Is that good? And even with the 1903 release in retail, though the median offline time is 28 minutes, we actually see some of the newer hardware take these updates in as less as 5 to 8 minutes. So as the hardware gets better, this experience is going to get even better for you all. We did announce this capability at Ignite last year, but the thing is, in order to take the benefit from it, you had to be connected to Windows Update, where we did all the orchestration. So what we have provided now with 20H1 is flags with setup where you can orchestrate this even in an on-prem environment. So what you do is you actually separate your update into 2 phases. Skip finalize. Basically what this does is it ensures that the update is staged when the user is using the machine. We do this in low priority with no impact to them. If someone restarts the machine in between, it doesn't commit the update. So you can actually call finalize only for that final reboot, which reduces the amount of time you need to set up the maintenance window, letting you take the benefit of these offline time reductions that we've done. The other thing we did in order to make this better is also we ensured that update and shutdown works as expected. I think we've received a ton of complaints from you where when you did update and shut down, we actually just shut down the machine. The next day morning when someone booted it up, then we decided to do the 45-minute to 80-minute update cycle. So what we have done now is when you do update and shut down, we actually do what it says. We update first, and then we shut down. So next day morning when someone comes and logs in, they're ready to work. So all of this is fine, but what happens when things go bad? And we do everything possible to make sure that updates are successful. When you decide to commit it, we actually commit the updates, but sometimes unexpected things happen. And we have tools in the toolbox to ensure that you can actually minimize the risk and have some safety nets while still having increased velocity. So the capabilities we have here are rollback. So this is what we do in the platform, that if we see that there is a problem with the update, that the update is not going to be successful, we actually roll the user back to the old OS. So that way the user stays productive and they can continue to use the machine, so there is no problem there. And we continue to look at these rollback rates from telemetry, from flighting, to ensure that we continue to reduce it release over release. And we have drastically reduced the percentage of rollbacks release over release. But in those circumstances where the update fails or there is a rollback, you need a way to understand what really happened and diagnose it so you can fix it and move forward. So I'll show you in the next slide what we have done to enable that. And then lastly, we also have a safety net of uninstalling updates. So this is what you can do. When the update is successful, you end up on the other side, but for some reason, a certain app or a device is not working as expected. And while you're waiting to fix that or fix a driver, you can actually uninstall the update so the user is productive right away, and then you can take the time to fix it. So that way you can go fast with knowing that there are these safety nets in place. You can uninstall the update remotely, either via CSP or DISM, so you can control that remotely as well. So in terms of diagnosing install failures, how many of you know about setup diag? Oh, few of you. I expected a lot more. So anyway, setup diag is a tool that we released last year that you can download to diagnose setup failures. The thing was, this was a tool which you had to download separately, put it into your task sequence to go extract the log. So you had to go through some steps in order to diagnose failures with updates. What we have done with the 20H1 release, we have integrated this into setup. So all of this diagnostic information is available in the registry and logs that you can extract to report on yourself. And we will also integrate this with the config manager or Microsoft Endpoint Manager. So you see this information in a single pane of glass and understand why exactly setup failed or why exactly update failed. We have actually made sure that we are continuing to improve this based on your feedback. We are also adding more scenarios to it, like recovery, so you get the comprehensive information about errors in one place. Lastly, the innovations we have done with the workflow, adding more capabilities to the experience. Storage reserve storage. How many of you know about this? Not a lot of you. Okay, so good I included the slide then. So this is a capability we released with the 1903 release. And this is mainly useful in scenarios where there is not enough footprint on a user's machine. And because of that, the update ends up failing. And the only way to overcome that is by you deleting files, including user files, so you make room for updates. We decided this was not the right way to ensure that updates are reliable. When you decide to do the update, we want to make sure it's hands-free as possible and you don't have to do any extra work. So we introduced this concept called reserve storage, where we reserve some storage for the update purposes. And in order to ensure that we are not taking away user space, we actually reduce the Windows footprint as well. So even on low footprint devices, we are not adding extra space for Windows while reserving storage for update. And the update storage is divided into two pieces. One is the hard reserve, which is solely used for the update purposes. It's for use for the download and install. And then what we call as the soft reserve. This is what is used for normal operation of Windows, things like page file and hyper file. And when the machine goes offline for an update, then we leverage this space if needed for the update purposes. So that way, we ensure that the update is hands-free and you don't have to go delete things in order to make an update possible. And we also provided extra controls for you. So as I said, this is only available on clean install of 1903 for consumers. But we added controls so you can actually do this even on an update process to 1903. And you can also do this when you're using your own management tools, if you will. When the update happens through Windows Update, the orchestration of how the reserve is used is done by us. But if you're using your own management tool, then you can leverage these hooks that we have provided to disable and enable storage reserve so you can leverage the space yourself and it's not dead space for your machines. And lastly, with the 20H1 release, we've introduced this concept called as cloud recovery. This is available in the insider builds. To set context, you can recover. How many of you use reset and recovery? I'm sure all of you do. Okay. Basically, the capability of reset and recovery is if a machine goes bad or if you have to clean up a machine to hand it off to someone, we provide a way of imageless reinstall of Windows. And we use the files on the machine in order to go through this process. We try as much as possible in the cases where there are problems to recover the files which is on the machine or to do the reconstruction. But sometimes the reconstruction can fail because the files are corrupt. And that's where cloud recovery comes in, where we can actually pull down the bits from the cloud in order to recover Windows. And it is accessible through the same surfaces, through settings remotely. So you can initiate this and do the recovery via cloud in order to get your machine back up and running. With that, I'm going to call John again to talk about the ring deployment strategy. Thank you.
Thank you, Suma. So we talked about application compatibility. We've talked about minimizing the network impact, the size of the files, and making it seamless for your users and be able to take care of them. Let's talk about now how we make this a process so it's an ongoing activity in your organization that works seamlessly without the same amount of overhead. Now, we got together with Office and Windows, again, about a year and a half ago to come up with a common servicing guideline, a common servicing framework recommendation to you in terms of implementing this ring structure we talk about, where you roll out updates through your organization by first updating a set of devices, getting validation, telemetry, and feedback from those devices, from those users to validate that things are working as expected, either identifying conflicts or when you know things work as expected, moving forward out to your broader organization. We have Windows Insider Preview Program, we have SAC, we roll those things out, as we talked about in the past. Office now has the same terminology, the same tools, where they have their monthly updates, their SAC team, their SAC channels for being able to roll this out. And then we created a set of tools, Windows Analytics, in terms of being able to help you move to leveraging and building this process based upon analysis. So you end up with the process that looks sort of like this. You have a set of users who are on preview builds, either for Windows or for Office. And their job on the preview builds, commonly misunderstood, is not to test for me before I ship the software. I'm responsible for shipping quality software. The reason I have a preview program for Office and Windows is for you. So you get early visibility to the features and functionality in the next release, that you can identify the features and functionality that your organization wants to use and get value out of it, and you can complete the planning and the design work you need to go do to be able to go use that. That's the reason you want to have users and devices on preview builds for both Office and for Windows. We then release it, the product. You then want to roll it out to a set of users. And those users are there to validate and get the data you need to make sure that you're satisfied that it's good to go out broadly and roll it out. So you set it to a subset of devices. These in the past would be your beta groups. However, in the past, how many of you used the family and friends method for picking your beta teams? Because you didn't have anything better. How many of you thought that that was a great idea, but it turns out it was really not a very good idea because it was probably your IT organization who had the latest and greatest hardware, the fastest machines. They weren't running the accounting application, so it really wasn't a valid test for what you're trying to go do. You want this group to be a valid representation of the broader organization you're providing updates to. Well, how do you know about doing that? Well, we had a product analytics that went and did that. It was a great thing. It gave you that data, but you're responsible for figuring out how to go use this and make this work. You get the data back, you decide it was good to go, and then you go broadly out to everybody else to use it. So as you're doing this, the software is rolling out to these different groups. They're, in essence, generating data and feedback to make your decisions, to help you support your decision to roll out broadly, until eventually it goes out to all your users, and you get broad, happy users who are delighted by the new software and services that you've been enabling. So while this is great, it was a great approach in terms of how to go do this. It happens on an ongoing basis, and you are still responsible for taking the information, the tools, and figuring out how to go execute on this. So if you were using Windows Analytics, you'd go do that work, and then you have to swivel your chair over to SSCM, that was the tool you were using, and then go execute on it. Well, I'm going to introduce Zach to come up now next. The great thing about Ignite this year is we've taken our guidance and we've turned it into product truth, so it's simpler for you to go use out of the box and help you even better than that. So I'll let Zach tell you that story.
Awesome. Thanks, John. So let's talk a little bit about desktop analytics. As John said, my name is Zach Dvorak. I'm a program manager on our Microsoft Endpoint Manager team at Microsoft. How many of you guys are currently using desktop analytics today in your environments? Awesome, good number of hands. So the idea here is that when it comes to rolling out these deployments, John talked about a few of these concerns, but in talking with people just like you guys, we really started to learn, we heard common themes about what were the challenges when we go to do a Windows deployment? What was holding us back from being able to really embrace this Windows as a service model that we're talking about? We bubbled them up into 3 buckets. The first was our pilots. John mentioned the friends and family model. This is something that we heard was very common. And while we commend the effort to roll out to a small group of users first, we do want to help you make sure that that pilot group of users is representative of your overall estate so that we can get valid, statistically significant conclusions through that pilot process. The second challenge we heard about was prioritization. We would go into customer sites, they'd have thousands or tens of thousands of applications, and the first question I'd ask them is, so which of these are the important applications? Most common answer I got back, all of them. Sound familiar? If everything's important, nothing's important, right? So we really wanted to take a look at how can we help you prioritize the apps that are truly going to be critical for your business versus the ones that somebody might say are critical but are not really being used and things like that. Third piece, John just alluded to this one, is there's a real lack of insights. Plenty of tools in the market that'll give you data. Raw data is easy to come by. We can dump a bunch of data at you and tell you have at it, see what you can figure out. But what we wanted to do with desktop analytics is take that a step further, and instead of just giving you raw information, turn those into insights so that you could actually take action on what we're presenting. We all on the right track with these challenges? I like it. So in terms of our analytics journey at Microsoft, if you've been on this journey with us, you'll know that it started back in 2015 when we first released Windows 10. we introduced this concept of diagnostic data. This is where folks like you, as well as our users at home, could opt in to sending service data from their Windows devices back to Microsoft. We would use that data to help keep the operating system secure and up to date. We realized that this data could really benefit enterprises as well. So shortly after that, the next year, 2016, we released what we called Upgrade Analytics. This was a tool where within the enterprise, you could send us Windows diagnostic data. We'd do some cooking on our end, and based on what we'd learned about compatibility in both the consumer and the commercial spaces of the new versions of Windows, we would present you information that would help you keep those devices current. This caught on really well, so we continued to expand that suite into what we call Windows Analytics, which came out a couple years back in 2017. It included 3 solutions: upgrade readiness, update compliance, and device health. How many of you guys have used Windows Analytics? Awesome. We got a lot of traction there, but again, as John mentioned, we're really looking at data. It's a lot of data, and we largely left it up to you guys to go take action on that. So you'd have to export that data, bring it down into your management tool, into Configuration Manager, set up a task sequence, ring-fence the right set of devices, and then deploy. With Desktop Analytics down there on the bottom right of my slide, we're helping to automate that process by tightly integrating with your Microsoft Endpoint Manager, Configuration Manager. We'll be able to help you take action on the insights presented, and you no longer need to do that interpretation of the data on your own, no more copy-pasting. Everything will flow together seamlessly for you. Now on the top right of my slide there, we've got what we call User Experience Analytics. So while Desktop Analytics is great to help with those Windows feature updates and to keep you current from a feature update perspective every 6 months, we also want to help you optimize your organization on an ongoing basis to make sure that your end users are having the best possible experience that they can. With User Experience Analytics coming soon, we'll help you do that for all of your Microsoft Endpoint Manager managed devices. We'll be looking at things like startup performance, group policies effect on boot time, as well as hardware and software configurations that can negatively or positively impact user experience. So definitely encourage you to check out our deep dive sessions on both of those topics that we have recordings of in the Ignite tool. So real quick, when it comes to Desktop Analytics, we take a 2-pronged approach. The first is we want to help you make informed decisions about your environment. This is where we start with a comprehensive inventory. You got to understand what you're working with before we can really manage it in an effective way. So we're going to give you that comprehensive app inventory, all of the devices you're managing, as well as that diagnostic data to help you come up with those representative pilots, and then we'll use that information to then simplify the deployment process, which is number 2. This is where we've got that end-to-end visibility into each of your deployments, as well as the tight integration with our management tool so that you can use Microsoft Endpoint Manager to push out these upgrades to devices that are ready to go. So in terms of making informed decisions, a couple of the exciting things Desktop Analytics is going to allow you to do. First and foremost are those pilot recommendations. This is my favorite feature of the tool. This is where we'll take that friends and family group of yours. We're not going to ask you to replace them. We'll keep using them. So we'll start there, and then we'll help you add to that group so that you can make sure that your pilot is fully representative of all of the important and critical applications within your estate. We'll also make sure that you've got good hardware diversity in terms of makes and models so that every situation is covered. In addition to making sure they're covered, we'll make sure that you have a sufficient level of redundancy so that we can draw statistically significant conclusions about the applications in your estate. The second piece is going to be compatibility analysis. We take a 2-pronged approach here. One, we're going to leverage the testing that we as Microsoft do with each release. We test thousands of the top apps and drivers. If we identify a compatibility issue, we'll alert you to it so that you don't have to find it yourself. The second prong of that approach, I know John mentioned our 99.8% compatibility numbers with Windows 10, but I can hear most of you telling me, but what about that 0.2%? That's the one I'm worried about. What we do there, we're going to scan your applications, and we're going to look across a series of risk factors that you see up on the screen there, and we'll give you analysis results for each of those risk factors. These are going to be things like applications that rely on AD dependencies, applications that are using an old version of .NET, or maybe they've got Visual Basic code that we're worried about. We'll identify the risk factors for each app, and then with each change to the operating system, since we know what changes, we can tell you whether that risk factor is a high, medium, or low risk in the context of your next upgrade. The last piece, of course, is our insights. What we find with a lot of the solutions available in the market today is they like to present you numbers about crash rates or devices that are ready to upgrade, information that doesn't have a lot of context surrounding it. And by itself, if I tell you that an app is crashing 3% of sessions, is that good or bad? Well, it's really hard to say, right? So what we try and do with desktop analytics is we're going to help you contextualize that number by telling you, here's the crash rate before your feature upgrade. Here's the crash rate after that feature update. And so you can see whether that's increasing, decreasing, staying the same. And then to take it a step further, we'll also help you compare that with the commercial average that other organizations are seeing. So taking all of these numbers together, if my crash rate goes from 1% to 5%, and the commercial average has jumped to 5%, well, everybody's seeing that crash rate. Maybe I should call up the vendor and see what's going wrong with the application. But if the commercial average stays down at 1%, I must have broken something within my organization because we're seeing a higher crash rate and nobody else is. So we can really help you hone in on what the problem might be so you can get started troubleshooting right away and not starting at square one trying to figure out what's even happening. On the simplifying the deployment process front, first and foremost, we have our deep configuration manager integration. We're taking that tool that most of you are already using for deployment, and we're helping you continue to use that for deployment by integrating directly with a phase deployment so you can create your task sequence and roll out automatically to the devices as they become ready to upgrade. We'll give you end-to-end visibility into that process, all the way from planning down to the end of the deployment. And once you've got the new bits on the box, we'll continue to monitor those to make sure that all of the applications are performing as we thought they would. And then lastly, of course, our simplified workflow for deployment planning will take you through that three-step process. We call it planning, pilot, and deployment. And it lines up perfectly with this ring concept that John just introduced to you so that you'll be able to optimize each of your rings and see the results of the deployment as you roll out. So all up, our desktop analytics strategy, we want to help you get from a model that looks like this, where you're going through a period of high effort every several years. So this is your upgrade from XP to Windows 7. We want to get you to a model that looks like this, where you're consistently upgrading every 6 months along that semi-annual channel, and it's a period of low effort because there's a minimal amount of changes in the operating system, and we don't have to worry about those concerns of the past, like application compatibility. So real quick, in my remaining few minutes, I want to jump into the Desktop Analytics portal here. And if we look at the Desktop Analytics portal, you'll notice we're inside of our Microsoft Endpoint Manager Admin Center that we've been talking about all week. I'll jump into one of my deployment plans. And let me refresh so I can get my auth token back. And what I want to highlight is this pilot recommendation piece that we've been talking about. So I'll jump into one of my deployment plans here. I'll go to Identify Pilot Devices. And what you'll see that we're able to do is over here on the left-hand side of the screen, we'll take the pilot group that you've already defined, so this will be your friends and family. We'll tell you what the coverage and the redundancy metrics of that group looks like. And then on the right, we'll be able to recommend additional devices to help you complete that overall pilot group. Now, in this particular plan, it looks like somebody has already taken all of our devices and added them to the pilot group. This is not an approach that we would recommend that you take. But we'll start with that small group that you've been using, that you're comfortable with, and then by helping you fill in the gaps, we can complete that story by making sure that you get 100% coverage and a sufficient level of redundancy so that we can draw statistically significant conclusions about the compatibility of apps in your specific environment so that we're not left wondering and really take that guesswork out of the Windows feature updates. So with that, I'll call John and Suma back up to the stage. Make sure you give us an evaluation for how you like this session. Stick around, we've got DEP30, the next in our Learning Path series coming up right after this. and we'll stick around for just a little bit and take any questions that you may have. Thanks for coming.